In his surprise return at training camp last week, now Rodgers and the Packers agreed to a rework deal over the weekend, and Rodgers had this to say about his commitment to Green Bay.
It was a little strange, I think, day one, just because I was gone for the entire offseason and contemplated my own future and the possibility of playing somewhere else as well. But when I'm back here, I'm 100% all in, And you know me, you know what I'm all about. I love my teammates. I love competing. I do love practice. It's good to be back.
100% all in. Adam, what is the latest with Rodgers' relationship with the Packers? Because it was rocky there for a long time.
Well, Ron, this is what it is. It's not going to change. And you heard himself say right there, he contemplated playing somewhere else. That tells you everything you need to know. And you also heard him say he's 100% back in, because when he's there and he's with the coaches he loves and the players he loves, he's going to play hard for them. That's not a question, but it doesn't essentially wipe away what's awaiting both sides after the season. And frankly, Aaron Rodgers isn't here to talk about that or think about that right now. His job is to go win the Super Bowl, and that's what he's focused on doing right now. We all know what awaits after the season. There are going to be more discussions, and there's the real chance this is his last season in Green Bay. But he's all in. He's thinking about being there for his guys. He wants to win, and all of the drama that went on in the offseason, as real as it was, gets tabled until the end of this season, whether that's in January or February.
And I love that you say that it's tabled and not that it's gone, because that's the key here. So, Sacho, what do you think it would take for Aaron Rodgers to remain in Green Bay after this season?
I think it would take a Super Bowl. It would take him winning a Super Bowl this year and then thinking more about his legacy. He's thinking more about, man, I got a second chip. Maybe I can try and catch Tom, right? I'm a little bit younger. Give me some more. It'll take that. It would also take him getting more of the players that he wanted, right? We talked about how we got Randall Cobb, who they played together a few years back in Green Bay. It'll take a more giving away from ownership and from management, giving away control, so Aaron Rodgers has everyone he wants. You're going to see Randall Cobb right here. Phenomenal play, spin move against the Bears. Nick Wachowski right there. You're probably going to see him throw to Randall Cobb again, right? Like, he's got the weapons that he needs. And it's going to take Green Bay giving him more weapons and also him going and winning. This play was the dagger. Green Bay was down by 3 touchdowns in that game and came back and won. Those are the reasons why Aaron Rodgers says that I know what I want and I know what I need to win. So one, I want to win, then I'll come back, and then also I need you to keep your end of the bargain and give me control of this roster.
Yeah, Jeff, so how long do you think this union's going to last? I mean, obviously it depends on what happens on the field, but at the same time, it seems like it depends a lot on what happens behind the scenes. Maybe not right now, but as we go forward.
Yeah, from Green Bay's perspective, this year is an incredible year for them. They got Aaron Rodgers back. He's 100% all in. It's their best opportunity to win a Super Bowl. And by the way, it's Aaron's best opportunity to win the Super Bowl. So they're hoping this thing works out. They have a great season. But here's the other point. They have an entire year to show him, we're going to continue to do the things you want us to do with this roster. We bring Randall Cobb in, who's your boy. I was there with Cobby and Aaron Rodgers. I played with these guys. They have a great relationship and a great chemistry. He can help teach Amari Rodgers, who they drafted from Clemson in the 3rd round. They can re-sign Devontae Adams. Give his boy a big deal. Make him the highest paid receiver in the NFL. Here's what else we're going to do, Aaron. And then when they get more towards the offseason, Aaron, what else can we do to help this? Do we need to solidify part of the offensive line? What other things can we do to make you feel comfortable that we're going to put the best offensive team around you? We want you to feel comfortable. We want you to feel like you have ownership in this thing. That will keep this relationship together. They win the Super Bowl. I completely agree with Sam. This is a legacy issue. But they have to show him the love throughout this year that they bought buying off the void in his last year of his contract.
Jeff, I take you back to the press conference that he held last week at this time. And at the end of the press conference, they asked him, do you think things will be different? And he said, no, but I'm here and I'm 100% in. But I don't think that they're going to take my personnel input on the moves that they make in the future.
Okay, we'll see how that plays out, because that's going to be a big part of whether or not he wants to stay there or go. All right, thanks, guys. Let's get up and go.
Yeah, let's start on the hurry up right here with Nick Chubb, who got a new deal this past weekend, 3 years, $36.6 million, $20 million guaranteed. Look, he opted for a shorter extension, which is probably wise. He can redo the deal at age 28 or get extended again when he's a free agent at the age of 29. Good move for Nick Chubb and a good move for the Browns, locking up one of the great young players in the game. A player who saw that contract who'd like to get his own is Xavier Howard, who is back out there. This is an issue that isn't going to be going away anytime soon. He's back practicing despite the fact that he wants a new deal or he wants a trade. And he's going to continue to be an issue for the Dolphins as long as he doesn't have one. The problem is he's got 4 years left on his contract that he got done 2 years ago. And as for Carson Wentz, that was clearly the biggest news of the weekend. We are still waiting a decision from the Colts and Carson Wentz on how they would like to proceed. They've gone back and forth throughout the course of the weekend whether or not to have surgery or whether or not he thinks he can get through it. As of last night, they still had not made a final decision. They hope to get that wrapped up here in the next 24 hours, one way or another. We'll see whether or not he needs the surgery. Either way, he's going to be out for a period of time here, and the real question is how much time he's going to miss with that foot injury. Over the weekend, of course, they added Brett Hundley to the roster.
Okay, that's big right there. We could learn within 24 hours what happens with Wentz, either the surgery or maybe rehab, and try to give it a go. Let's bring our guys back in. Jeff, you told us before the show that you got some serious concerns about this injury.
Yeah, listen, this for me is if he's out more than 2 regular season games, you got to be concerned, right? Like you understand as an organization, you don't have a backup plan. Your backup quarterback, you want him to play 2-3 games maximum, right, in a season. So if Wentz can't play until week 3, then you're okay. If he goes week 4, 5, 6, you play the Titans and you have 2 other AFC opponents back to back. It seriously affects your playoff chances. So as you're the Indianapolis Colts, you brought Wentz in because you knew he was going to set up your season for success. You understood who Jacob Eason was in your locker room when you went out and got Wentz. So as I look at this football team, you understand you can buy some time, week 1, week 2. This whole indefinite thing makes you concerned because if it goes 3 and beyond, it seriously has implications for your playoff run at the end. I am concerned. I'd like to hear them put a timetable on it and give you some concrete evidence of, hey, we have expectations he's coming back. I understand he knows Frank Reich's offense. He's been in it. It's not that kind of issue I'm worried about. It's the longevity of it because a guy has been injured in his career.
Sacho, you share Jeff's level of concern?
Jeff, just chill, man. Chill out, man. I know you got the tie on.
No.
Just relax. They're gonna be fine, and not because we know that Carson Wentz will be back sooner than later. But think about it. You've had really, really good coaches in your NFL career. Frank Reich is a really, really good coach, but let's not even talk about him. Let's talk about the offensive coordinator, Marcus Brady, who back in 2018, when the Colts started off 1-5, they actually went and made the playoffs and won a playoff game. Marcus Brady was there. I understand that Carson Wentz may not be healthy the first couple weeks of the season. We're still figuring it out. But Jacob Eason has a cannon for an arm out of Washington, second year, 6'6". He's 6'6", he's big, he's strong. You've got Sam Ehlinger. And I believe sometimes that even if you don't have the most phenomenal coach, that coach can help make players better. Quick story, back when I was in Chicago in 2017, a lot of our outside linebackers, we weren't the best of the best. We weren't the cream of the crop. But we had a really, really good coach in Brandon Staley who brought out the best in us. We had one of the top defenses. And so I think that even if you don't have your superstar quarterback ready early, a great coach can take a young player and make him play at a high level.
I get you on that, but
Hey,
this is
Acho,
one of, this is a team. Go ahead, Jeff. Go.
Yeah, let me give you a story. Let me give you a story right here. When I was in Indianapolis, my man Peyton Manning did not play. Bill Polian and Jim Caldwell lost their jobs. Both one's in the Hall of Fame. One's one of the best coaches I ever know. Let me tell you something. You better have a backup play. Jacob Eason better ball because I don't care how good the guy is behind you. The guy in front of you is the one you want playing. So I love your story. I also watched it play out in Indy. You want Carson Wentz coming back. You want playoff opportunities. Frank does. Chris does. This whole Jacob. I hope so. I'm a Colts fan. You know I am. I'm all about it. But my man Wentz better get back on the field if the Colts have any chance of making the playoffs.
Hey, Jeff said, you guys, this is a quarterback league. You could lose a defensive player and overcome it with coaching.
That's
you can't
right.
lose your starting quarterback, turn to Jacob Eason, and think that things are going to be fine.
Well, I love that it's story time. I gotta say, I love
I'm a Cinderella story kind of guy, right? I'm a Cinderella story. No one knew that Tom Brady was going to be Tom Brady. Nobody knew that. Like, what's to say that Jacob Eason won't come and be phenomenal? Who's to say that Sam Ehlinger won't come and play well, right? That's the great part of the NFL. You never know. Shefty just said it. You never know what's going to happen in a season. And as a Colts fan, Jeff Saturday, you of all people should be rooting for the Colts to be successful, no matter who their quarterback is. Yes, you played with Peyton, so you've seen it firsthand. 100%. But come on, man, let's do it.
I'm hoping, believe me, I'm hoping and I'm praying just like Jerry talks. I'm praying and hoping. I just don't know.
And let me tell you got to do a lot of hope and praying with the Colts because they got the toughest schedule in the NFL over the first 5 weeks of the season. So let's see how Jacob Eason